This is Cece. Welcome to the Orbit. It is Monday, April 8th, and this is Income from Options Weekly, where every Monday we look at some of the indices and ETFs for those that trade credit spreads and try to collect income either daily or weekly or over the span of a couple of days. We are looking at the SPX, which is hanging out right near that 5,200 level. We're at 5,206 right now, which is unchanged on the day. And that follows a pretty intense last couple of days of last week, where we saw some gaps higher, some gaps lower. We saw that huge move down on Thursday, and then we saw the market attempt to rally about a 50% retracement of that huge. You can see those two huge red candles right here, and that was a pretty intense move lower. And that retracement higher put us right at that 5,200 level. This week, we have CPI on Wednesday, in addition to some Fed speakers all week. And then Friday, we start the bank earnings and we start earnings season, which will pick up in intensity over the next 2 weeks or so. But Friday, we see some of the big financials report, and that kicks off the heart of earnings season. The big market mover potentially would be that CPI. And if we look at these vol levels, so for today, 0 DTE, we've got about 18 vol. That drops to 14 on Tuesday and then picks back up to 18 on Wednesday. And that is the CPI right there. Behind that, you've got 17 vol and about 16, 17 vol to finish the week. So we were talking a lot about IV in the market last week. Saw some of those low levels around the Easter holiday that we were talking about. Some of these IV levels were approaching single digits. And now we're at least back up to that 16 level. You can use 19 as some shorthand as to a historical mean of the VIX and SPX vol. Now what that produces is about a 1.3% expected move for the week, and we are already 45 minutes into the trading day with the market unchanged. So that was actually even a little bit more than that over the weekend coming into this morning. So 1.3%, that's a bigger expected move than some of the last 2-week expected moves we've been seeing, and that is that higher vol. That puts us at about 52.75 to the upside and about 51.35 to the downside right now. So call it 70, 75 points in either direction. Let's spin up. Let's just do the Iron Condor for the week and see what that looks like to give a sense of risk reward at those levels. You can see how that sets up on the 1-week chart. Let's take it to the 1-month chart and have a look at that. You can see that range and why these strikes and these expected moves, especially into a week like this, isn't as if they are chosen by market makers or traders, but a lot of times you find that consensus level hit some very obvious levels and ranges in the market, and that's what's happening here. 52.75, 51.35, and then if you took this a little bit wider, let's take it to 5,300 on the upside, which puts us at about 51.10 on the downside. And let's see on the 3-month chart. And again, see those ranges. And then, of course, making this a 50. Let's take this down. So we've got the short strikes at the big round number, short put of 5,100, big round number, short call of 5,300. Now, as far as 0 DTE trading, we've got the market basically unchanged right now. And a 0 DTE Iron Condor expiring today has a short put of 51.90 and a short call of 52.25. Taking that a little bit wider to that sort of 4-to-1, we're at about 51.80, 52.35. But as an expected move, we are looking at about a 0.35% expected move with levels of 52.25 and 51.90, and that is about 18 IV. If the market made a move intraday here, we would see that IV spike, that 0 DTE fall spike. If the market made a move lower and suddenly went down 20, 25 points, you would see that IV spike up to 25 or 25 plus, and that is so that traders can preserve that straddle, preserve those expected moves into the close so they're not getting burned by the normal curve of theta. And we talk about that a lot on the Orbit. Checking in on Qs for the day, we are looking at about a 0.5 point expected move. On SPY again, the 1 day expected move is at about $1.75 in either direction. You can see those levels as they update in real time, about 52 and a half and just below 517 on the downside. And again, that is the same vol as SPX at around 18.